Yo, it's Coach Greg. Wanted to do a little Q&A just to yeah, 'cause it's been a while since I've done one on my public page, and I need to get back in the habit of doing it. And yeah, so if you're watching this, I'm gonna start to get back to trying to do maybe a couple of these a week. I'm just going to talk about random stuff that comes into my mind when it comes to training, exercise, fitness, possibly some mindset stuff as well. Hey, Kim, if you got a question, just hit like, wave, all that shizzle, say hello, and yeah, and then just comment. So yeah, I'm going to start doing these again. Been a bit slack, so yeah, here goes. Just before I start, let me just do one thing really quickly. Kim, if you've got a question, just comment below and let me know what your question is. So I just got to quickly do something. Technology, it's a pain in the ass. Cool. Alrighty. I'm ready to rock and roll. Cool, righty. Okay, hey Kavita, how you doing? You alright? So fat loss supplements. Why's my computer going really slow? Oh, it's better. Right, so fat loss supplements. I went to so I got a question, and often I get these questions into my inbox, but I just try and put it public so that other people can benefit from the learns and all the rest of it. So the question was, Greg, which supplement should I be taking for fat loss, and is there ones that I should be taking to increase the rate of fat loss? Okay, here's my personal view on supplements. In 99% of the cases of the people that I work with, I don't prescribe a fat loss supplement. End of. Just because generally there is no need, and in most cases they're not going to make you lose fat faster. So there's a couple on the market that I know about. CLA, which is conjulic acid, is one that's always been touted as a fat burner. Actually, if you look at the research actually doesn't support that. So I'm very much about evidence. If I want someone to use something, I'm going to want evidence. But generally, I wouldn't bother taking most supplements. They're not worth the effort for what they do. And most of them have got really, really, really high dosage you can't really afford probably to actually get any results. So I would even bother if I was you. For most people, which is money just going down the drain you could spend on good food or some training kit or getting a PT or getting a coach or something more important than that. So you're going to see all these things like boom bod. So boom bod. All right, actually let's talk about boom bod for a minute, and let's talk about skinny coffee because they're really bugging me at the minute. So boom bod is nothing more than a fiber. Yes, it's just fiber. Yeah, called glucagon, and it just goes in your stomach, fills your stomach up because it's lots of fiber. Probably make you go poo quite a lot, or it could have the other effect and make you a little bit blocked. And obviously, once your stomach's full, guess what? You don't eat. Calorie deficit. Whoop whoop. There we go. As easy as that. So yeah, boom bod rubbish. Skinny coffee. Skinny coffee makes you laugh, right? So they talk about all these green beans and all this stuff's going to improve fat loss. In most of the research for all of this stuff, the fat loss was like minimal, and you had to like drink like a whole rainforest before you could actually get any real benefit from it. But what happens with skinny coffee is they give you a diet plan. What? So hold on. So you're going to give me a skinny coffee, which is supposed to be magical, but you're going to give me a diet plan. That don't make sense. That does not make sense whatsoever. So, yeah, that's it. So, yeah, for most people, there is no actual supplements you need to take. However, that said, what I will suggest for people, for ladies that have possibly PCOS, obviously you consult with doctor. Metformin can help. And also, there's another newer one on the market called inositol, if I remember rightly. I'm giving it to my clients to have a look at. That might help, obviously, with blood sugar and all that kind of stuff as well. But generally, for most people, you don't need a supplement. Okay, right? Save money, peeps. Cool. Motivation. So another question I got was about motivation. Kim, I'm going to come to a question in a second. So motivation sucks because it comes and it goes, right? Motivation is like a whispered thing in the night that it 1 minute it's there, next minute it's gone. Yeah. So what I found is with people is they get all riled up, ready to go, and go, right, I'm gonna smash it in training, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And then before you know it, they've done 2 days and they're like, oh, stuff this, because motivation doesn't last. And that's why people need to really focus on habit change rather than trying to do all of the things all of the time at once, because it doesn't work. You tried it a million times and you just keep failing. And I don't want you to fail. So motivation sucks. It comes and goes. It's like 1 minute you're really motivated, 1 minute next minute you're not. And on the days when I train, there are some days where I think I really can't be asked to train. And what I do the minimum. Yeah, here's my minimum. If I'm not in the mood to train, I go to the gym and then I just go and sit there for a minute and watch everyone training. Then I'll probably end up coaching someone. Yeah, don't tell my coaches. Then I'll go and coach someone. Then I'll start squatting. Then next thing I know, I'll start moving and grooving. Next thing I'm in the gym. So ladies, really focus on the one thing that you can do to move yourself forward rather than trying to go big bang, because it never works and you just get problems. You just get frustrated. You just lose motivation. So with my clients, I get them to pick 1 or 2 things to really focus on for that week. That is all I want to put their energy into, because there's so much going on with work, life, all the rest of it. Okay, so ladies, sorry, my really bad hands. Oops, sorry, that way. No, that way. Yeah, climbing hands, ladies. Yeah, so don't focus so much on trying to be all motivated and all empowered and shizzle. Just do 1 or 2 things each week that you know you can win at to get results. So it might just be that you're going to make sure you go for a walk twice a week. Tick. Okay, next week, you do the walk again, the 2 walks again. Awesome. Right, okay. Maybe the week after you go, right, now I'm going to go for 2 walks and I'm going to eat an extra serving of veg and maybe drop some carbs a little bit. Done. Yeah, so you have that progression over time. And then what happens is those earlier habits just get ingrained. It normally takes about 6 months to fix all these habits, not 21 days or 6 weeks. But I find it's longer. So yeah, so Kim, so Kim's got a slight injury and wants to know kind of exercises that will not pull on the stomach. So I'm assuming that there's some form of scarring, etc., etc. So there's a couple of things that you don't want to do. Obviously, you don't want to be doing crunches and sit-ups. Yeah, so none of that kind of stuff. And you're probably going to not want any exercise where there's a elongation of the abdominal wall. So anything like lying pullovers, nope. Some overhead stuff as well does have that capacity to, because it pulls your rib cage up, which then pulls on the stomach. So I would be looking at lots of leg work, lots of glute work, and you've also got the opportunity to look at working your back as well. So you might be all right with some rowing motions. I wouldn't do a bent over row. I would do a single arm row, hand on bench, yes, or tripod row. I think those would be the better ones for you. So yeah, so nothing crunch like, nothing where you're lowering your back to the floor in a horizontal position. Kind of no mountain climbers and all in that kind of thing, but leg day, glutes. You can probably do some bicep and tricep work, but I would obviously just be careful of anything that involves overhead pressing as well. So yeah, how does that sound, Kim? And then obviously, I'm assuming you're getting some treatment and stuff as well with it. So I wouldn't want to push on that. Yeah. Cool. All right. Give me 2 seconds. I think I've got another couple of questions I'm gonna just cover because I'm here. Cool. All right. So another question I got in my inbox, which was, what's the best exercises for the lower stomach? So there's two parts of this question, right? One is for most women, that's where you store body fat, and normally as a result of potentially having children or just weight gain, right? So it happens. Remember your baby making organs around there, okay? So one from protection and evolution point of view, that's where fat tends to get held. Now, obviously, what you got to remember, ladies, is this, right? I've got to learn this, right? So imagine this is like where your ribs are. This is where like your hips and pelvis is. Your abdomen, your abs, rectus abdominis, is one sheet. Although it looks like it's all broken up, and people think, oh, lower, etc., etc. Now, obviously, if you do exercises where you're kind of moving legs and pelvis, it's going to engage these muscle fibers first before it needs to engage these ones. And obviously, if you're doing flexion where you're moving shoulders down to your chest, so sit-ups, etc., it's going to hit these top ones, yeah? Okay. So obviously, there are lots of exercises that will preferentially target those stomach muscles. So hanging knee raise, leg lowers, etc. But one of the other things that I would, one of the other things as well is just to remember that although you might be working those muscles, just remember that you won't necessarily be burning the fat around that area, because that's a big one. Yeah, ladies like to think, well, if I can feel it, it must be working. Yeah, and that's just because that's how your psychology works, right? Your psychology is all about feeling the burn, right? Jane Fonda had you all feeling the burn and all the rest of it. Yeah, so it's very much a burn thing. Yeah, I would, obviously include some core work, but you know what? Fix the diet, get in a calorie deficit, and you're gonna have to just stay in that deficit potentially for a while before you can see visible abs. So it's calorie deficit, gets rid of the fat. Exercises, anything that involves flexion of the hip towards or knees towards chest, leg lowers, V-ups, hanging knee raise will be awesome. Cool. Alrighty. Are there any other questions? I don't think there is, but I think I'm going to start to do a few more of these because I've been a bit slack. So yeah, I'm off ski. Unless there's a question, if there is, just hit like and let me know, and I'll happily answer it. So I'll give you a minute or two. If not, I've got programs to ready and stuff. So yeah. If not, cool. Alrighty, I'm off. Ladies, if you can, feel free to share this for people that might need this information. I hope it really helps. So yeah, that's it. I'm off and I'll catch you later. Be good. Bye.